Welcome to my channel. My name is Shoshana, and I talk a lot about emotion on this channel. I talk about feeling our emotion and allowing ourselves to go into those deep, deep emotions of pain, our past traumas, opening up all those Pandora boxes and expanding our capability of feeling our own emotion, because through that expansion we expand our capability of experiencing life. We become less fear of life, because when we're afraid of something in life, it's because we're afraid of our own emotion that it may cause us, and there's these emotions that are within us that we don't have open and accessible to ourselves. So we're afraid of what we will feel in a specific situation, not so much of the situation itself, rather than the effect that it is going to have on me. So as we're going through this, we're opening up our capability of feeling emotion. And so we're going into this deep, deep pain places. But while we do this as well, our heart, our emotion, where our emotion palette sits inside our heart, has a memory, an imprint of emotion. And it's just like our mind has these thoughts that we're prone to, that we go to, our automatics. So our heart will also have these automatics. It has its own memory, and it's an emotional memory. So if we have emotions that we typically are go-to emotions, that is going to be like the default. We get into a situation. It may be guilt. It may be hurt. It may be anger. There's all sorts of things that are go-to emotions. So what we want to do, just like we're reprogramming our mind, and I talk a lot about this in this channel as well, about how we have to go through and clear out all those false beliefs. Now, it's a process that is done between the emotion and the mind, and are changing our beliefs and our thought patterns. So I speak about changing our thought patterns and the glass ceilings and what we believe is capable for us. But there are also, you could look at it like emotional patterns. And we want to also reprogram our emotions to feel different emotions as a default, rather than going into those low places, or going into those places that make us, that deplete our energy. Rather, we want to go into places that add to our energy and into our excitement, and into a life that is more enjoyable in living, and more exciting, and more fulfilling. And so we want to retrain our emotions as well. So as we do this emotional process, right, as we're clearing out those deep pains and allowing ourselves to dive as deep as we can, right? It's a process, right? You'll notice that you'll go into one depth until you can't anymore, and then you will come back into a state of leveling off. And then you'll go even deeper, and you'll come back up. And you keep on going deeper and deeper and deeper during this process. It takes you slowly as you progress. It's like a pulsation. And when you have those times in your, see the birds, those are little local birds. When I leave my balcony door open, they come through the balcony. See, there's the balcony. Two more just came in, and there's a whole slew of them. You see that is my balcony. And so when I leave the door open, they come in, and a lot of times I will even leave them um, like little scraps and stuff on the counter, because I love having them come in and out, in and out. We have sometimes in the winter, before I open the door, I'll see that they're waiting out there for me to open the door. So it's really a nice atmosphere. It's kind of like we have this trust bond that we've created. And it kind of goes with the letting go, right? Because if I was after them trying to catch them, they wouldn't come in here. But they know that I just don't even mind them. They clean my carpets, they clean my my counters off. Sometimes they make a mess. They get into the dog food. But it's just, I get so much enjoyment out of it. You see the little guy over there figuring out. They come in, they clean the gas top off to the stove top off. They're really cute. I enjoy it. So something that we want to do is to teach our heart how to feel. We want to teach ourselves to feel, just like we want to teach ourselves the take off the glass roofs and teach ourselves to allow ourselves to think bigger thoughts, to expand, to go into more options and more opportunities available to us. We also want to expand our emotions, not only deepen them in the pain and in all of the opening up all those traumas and allowing ourselves to process all of that, which we know that our mind and our emotions work together, right? Because when we're processing those deep emotions, a lot of times it makes all these thoughts and reminders of all of these times that we had felt that deep of an emotion. It takes us back to early childhood. A lot of times we'll remember things from the crib. I've had memories from the crib and early childhood things that I didn't even remember that I experienced all of a sudden come up when I'm allowing myself to go through those deep emotions and pains and letting them go. But we also want to teach ourselves and bring normalcy to the more elated feelings of love, feelings of gratitude, feelings of uh, um, acceptance, the happiness, excitement. We want to teach ourselves those things and slowly, gradually make those the norm where we can that where those emotions are easily accessible to us. They're almost like a go-to, just like your regular way of thinking is your go-to way of thinking, the way that you were programmed. So we want to reprogram our emotions as well to feel those elated places. And ultimately to increase the quality of our lives, to a quality of life that we enjoy living, to bring enjoyment to our life regardless of outside circumstances. It doesn't matter what the outside circumstances are in or are, because when you are in joy, you are enjoying the experience and the experiment of life. You're enjoying whatever aspect it brings to you. It's just adding value because it's adding more texture to your life. It's adding more um, um, what is the word, like when you have more substance, it's adding more substance and more experiences and more that you can handle, and more memories. A lot of our memories, when we think back, a lot of the hardest things that we went through create the most magnificent memories for us, and we have grown the most from those things, so we can look back and say, oh, thank God that I was given that experience to experience. So it's all in your perspective. And so we are teaching ourselves these elated emotions. So what we want to do is we want to find, there's a fly in here. What we want to do is find those emotions, and they're easily found. Joy is easily found in gratitude, because you will notice that you cannot feel happy about something. Every time you feel joy, it first sits in gratitude. Gratitude is like the cradle for joy and for happiness. You cannot be happy about something without first appreciating it. So find the things that you can be appreciative about and focus on those things more and more and more. And it will bring you more and more and more joy. Gratitude is also an emotion that is not selfish. It's not, oh, poor me, I need to get. It's, wow, look what I have. It is abundance. It is, wow, I am abundant. So it is in, if there's a minus and a plus side, which minus is the lack, hate, all those the feelings of unworthiness all lay in this lack, right? But lack is an illusion. It's like below the surface there is nothing. The lack is the absence of something. There is no lack in the world. There only is the plus. If you really break it down and look, there isn't minus a tree. There's no such thing as minus a tree. Either there is a tree or there is something else. There is no minus. And so it is a man-made illusion. So when you are thinking of lack, you are not in expansion, you are in decline. So it's like if you see a line, there's the above is progression and below is declining. right? A line of white and dark is the way I could explain it energetically. And if you are in lack, you are not in a growing. If you feel that there's lack, you are imploding rather than exploding, right? So if you're feeling that you're in lack, you don't feel powerful in that place. You have no creation in the place of lack because there's nothing to create with when you're in lack. And so when you can focus on when you are in lack and there isn't enough, which is the opposite of gratitude, where abundance, right? If you're in poor me, I don't have enough, there's lack. I don't get enough from the universe. And the universe stays the same externally. It's just what you choose to put your focus on and what you choose to look at. It's all the same, right? It doesn't change. The only thing that changes is the way that you decide to look at it. So if you are in lack, oh, poor me, in victim mode, you are not standing in your power. You are not knowing the divine being that you are. And you are declining. You are making your life much smaller than it can be. Whereas if you are looking at an appreciation is abundance. Look at everything that I have to be appreciative of. And there always is something. If you're able to have a connection to the internet to watch this video even, then there is something for you to be appreciative about. If you have a roof over your head, if you have a pillow, if you have family, if you have somebody that cares about you, if you have an animal, if you have clothes to put on you, if you have thoughts in your mind that are independent that you get to control, if you have food to eat, there is always something that you can look at, even if it just in the beginning seems like something so small. Sometimes it's really hard to muster up that appreciation when we're in those rabbit holes doing our work. When we're down in those low vibrational places, it's very difficult sometimes to find something to find gratitude over. We just feel miserable. But you can find, and when you start looking for it and you start putting your focus on it, it'll start opening up for you and it'll show you more and more that you have gratitude. You can make it into a game. What can I be happy with? What can I be happy with? What do I have that other people don't have? There are people that are starving in Africa. Or, that's something, that was when I was growing up, that was something that was told to me often, be thankful for what you have. There are kids starving in Africa, and there are kids starving all over the world. And there are kids that also their minds are not nourished. There are people that, there's so many different ways to be in so many places, and there's war-ridden places, people that didn't ask for it, that are stuck in it just because of where they are, and where they are also, on their own path as well. And people stuck into conclusions about themselves that are self-feeding, holding them down in place, and that can't see light. So there's always what to feel gratitude over. Gratitude over that I have the control over my thoughts, right? It doesn't matter what my outside situation is. I always have control over what I decide to think. And so nobody is in here with me. I have that control. So there's always something. And when we start feeling gratitude, we start creating abundance. Gratitude is the plus side, right? Thank you for this and thank you for this. And the more you start looking, it becomes a game. The more you find to be gratitude to be grateful for, the more it lifts you. The more wherever you put your focus, that's where your life power goes. And so the more that you can be in gratitude during the day, finding things to find joy in, it is going to make your life experience, because every moment is the life power, right? The perpetual now, which is all happening all at once, but I'm not going to get into that. The perpetual now, every moment, wherever you decide to put your focus, that is what is expanding in your life. And you cannot be in a sense of elation and a sense of gratitude and a sense of lack at the same time. So if you start moving into that gratitude, now, even if you're processing traumas and things like that and going through those deep emotions, you can still find things to be in grateful for. And when you are in gratitude, you cannot be in lack. They are opposing. And so the more you can teach yourself to be in this gratitude, in this elated state, the more joy it's going to bring into your life. And you are going to reprogram your heart to go to the automatically to the uplifting. And that will make your life experience much sweeter and lighter and brighter and full of joy. So I am sending you so much love. If you would like to schedule a meeting with me, a personal meeting, um, we can look at whatever you are going through, get some perspective and kind of a mirror. Then my contact information is below through my website. So thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.